Hello everyone! Today, I'm going to download, paint, and assemble one of the ruined buildings that will be featured in my upcoming Kickstarter. It's starting soon, so don't hesitate to register to not miss the early bird. There's also a special offer for previous backers. They can get the new biome and updates for the previous biomes for next to nothing. I've worked on this project for a year, and I believe it's simply the best solution for printing thematic wargame tables. I really hope to reach as many people as possible with this campaign. After downloading and printing everything, it's time to paint. I've applied several undercoats on the walls, finishing with a golden layer that doesn't cover 100% to leave the recesses a bit dark. But I'm still going to try to see if I can find something better. Let's get to painting. First, I'll apply a whitish color layer on the background of the second floor walls. I'm not specifying the color because it's just a low-cost acrylic pot, it's just to ensure the paint adheres after the golden undercoat, which wasn't really meant for this. Once that's done, I'll apply a layer of mummy robes without covering 100%. The idea is to show the effect of time and wear on the wall. Next, I'll apply a brown layer on the bricks for the same reason as the white. This is also a low-cost brown, but I particularly like this one. It covers well, doesn't clump, and the paint adheres superbly on top. It's perfect for going over a black undercoat and before a light or medium color, for example. It costs 20 times less than an army painter pot. I often use it on my miniatures after the undercoat, leaving the recesses black, as it's brown almost all colors stand out well on top. The best approach is to complete with a dry brush of mummy robes over the entire miniature. This way, you only need to apply a thin layer of other colors, and almost all the shading and highlighting are already done. I'll paint all the pipes in ash gray and then cover everything with a dark tone wash. This is the first time I'm doing this, let's see how it turns out. For the lamps, I'll use lava orange. If you have shiny or even fluorescent paint, that's obviously better. I think I'm going to give in soon too. I have a Balrog painted with classic paint that could really use a bit of technical touch. I'll paint the bricks in dark red because it fits the theme well, and also because I love this color. I try not to use it everywhere, but it's hard. For my army schemes, if I had my way, I'd paint only in dark red with shades of orange and yellow to complement. Otherwise, it would be impossible to distinguish the armies. About the spray paint, previously, I used a spray from a French brand in copper color, and the result was just perfect, even if my wallet appreciated it less. Now, we're clearly on a low-cost option, about $2 per spray can. I'd like to repeat this color scheme on a small city scale, so the price suits me for now. Then, I'll just cover the white on the second floor walls with soft tone. I really like this mummy robe and soft tone combo. I started using it for the Sinan biome. I find it gives a nice ancient stone look. And I think I'm going to spam it on other biomes. As planned, I'll apply dark tone on the pipes to really bring out the details. I wanted to test this combination. It's not perfect, but it's good enough for a scenery piece. In truth, I've tested several combinations for the pipes but haven't found a satisfying solution yet, so if you have ideas, feel free to leave them in the comments. Lately, I've been painting less and struggling to meet my goal of 50 miniatures per month. It must be said that here in Japan, houses are smaller, and storing my thousands of figures is already a challenge. Even though I left half of my collection in Portugal, at 50 miniatures a month, I'll soon need to think about new storage solutions. Scenery requires a bit less care, so I'm still planning to print a city from each biome to replace the tables I left in Portugal and those I gave to friends. Between sculpting the upcoming biomes and miniatures, the coming year is sure to be filled with relaxing hobby moments and battles. I can't wait to share this with you. Now, it's almost finished. I'm going to apply a strong tone wash on the metallic parts to bring out the details. The undercoat isn't really suitable for this, but I would have liked to cover all the gold with strong tone to give it a more realistic and worn look. I bought the large pot of strong tone from Army Painter. I haven't dipped any miniatures in it yet, but that gives you an idea of the amount I use, especially for bases and scenery. For miniatures, I prefer to use the wash that matches the color each time, or create custom combos with a gradient of color followed by a wash to blend everything together. I really enjoy the freedom that combining color and wash provides. I think that's why, in addition to the cost, I can't get into speed paints even though I find them extraordinary. To finish, I'll just add a bit of demonic yellow followed by a light tone layer. There's probably a better way to do it, but I think it does the job. Now, it's time to assemble everything. Don't worry, this is the simplest part. The files are sorted by floor, so you can't go wrong. You just need to insert the walls between the pillars, floor by floor. For this biome, the style of the walls varies by floor, so you can play with that to give a very detailed look. Other biomes have just one style. The advantage is that it's versatile. You can easily detach the floors to make several lower buildings with one large building. Anyway, there are a lot of download options. For example, you can choose the PLA version for the walls, have all the walls closed or open, or cut structures if you have a small printer. And your preferences are saved in your account. I've tried to think about the user experience as much as possible and continue to improve it based on feedback. If you're looking for a super practical, affordable, and comprehensive solution for printing theme tables for your wargames and RPGs, I think it's really worth it. You can start by printing the buildings, then move on to the smaller scenery elements, game accessories for your battles, and even print all the bases you need for your new army. Once everything is ready, all that's left is to play with it. Now, I just want to print an entire city. I think I'm going to have a battle soon using the rules of one-page rule to play with the kids. Don't hesitate to check out the Kickstarter. There will really be tons of files, and since it's Christmas, I'm going to set the prices really, really low. I think this is the best opportunity to get your hands on this collection.